celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation. Breaking out with a new creation. It's been too long with
So we have another final segment to play for you. And so why don't we do that now? Colonel, you're ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. All right. Now on the embankment here, facing cadenas, chains. Yeah.
Yes. No, really. I did not study the history of the name of Cardenas, but suffice it to say that we're at the foot of the Cardenas Hill, and what we'll be doing, from here we'll go to the Gracias monument, which should take us a slow walk. It'll be half an hour to the monument. The soldiers will go up the hill, and I wish we had the opportunity to at least go halfway, but because of time, I think we won't be able to make it all the way, but I'll certainly invite the cameraman to take some shots of how the hill is and the kind of terrain and the vegetation that the soldiers will need to traverse. Through
right up to the top there.
That's correct. Whilst these soldiers will be moving up, some of the guys who are up there, some of the soldiers who are up at the top will be making their way down. But the commander, they will change. They will go and do handing over and taking over, take inventory of all the items that are up there, because we have some expensive equipment, radio, the refrigerator and stove, butane. These soldiers will have to itemize and take stock of each item one by one, handing over proper briefing. The outgoing commander will give the incoming commander a brief as to what happened over the week, what to look for, what's the trend, and that sort of stuff.
And to give folks an idea from up there, top of the hill, Cadenas, where the OP camp is. Looking down, you look straight into Guatemala, which is right there. Right, so this is the Sarstoon. We just got off the river. This is the river, and right over there is Guatemala. So from that height, you can see all that's around you, and all the movements, even when you go inside the Guatemala military camp. Right.
From that location, it gives you a clear view of what is going on the other side. We from that position, we could monitor the Cebu Highway, North Pupton, South Pupton, and the Cebu highways. We could actually see within the Porto Modesto Mendes camp, which is the Guatemalan forces, one of their camps. And that position where we're at, it gives us a very good fields of observation.
Have there been any incidents around here that you can recall, Colonel?
As far as I can recollect, I can't remember any major incident on this observation post itself. But there were minor incidents where, fishing and illegal fishing and that sort of thing, but nothing to of any great magnitude to cause concern. Well, apart from the illegal farming, because just at the bottom of this hill, there were some illegal farming, fence construction, which of course we had to dismantle. We had to dismantle, sorry. And minor infringements.
Okay, so what's going on there now, Colonel?
What they're doing is because each man has to share the load. So what they're doing is repacking the ration, or as the viewers might call it, groceries, so that the load will be shared equally. Okay. It will be evenly distributed, so that no man will take more than his fair share.
How many pounds each soldier will be carrying?
By the time these rations are distributed, each swoller would be carrying an average of 70, 75 pounds.
Wow. And hike and going up.
Up, and
Yeah,
the,
but
the,
they're in a
the
good
journey,
shape for that.
the distance will take, it will take 45 minutes to an hour
To get up.
one way, just to go.
You need a helicopter. And hell, before a helicopter for you.
We need a helicopter, certainly. As Colonel Shepard mentioned, that in case of life and death, emergency situation, it's all more, it's paramount. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah. We're on our way to Adios monument at a slow walking pace. We should be there within half an hour. I know that you're not a military man, so I can't carry on a brisk walk, no? So we'll take it very slow.
Okay. As long as you don't climb up the big hill up there for right now, I'm okay. Because I admire you guys going up that hill. I would try it one day, and I definitely will try it one day as a challenge. But not today, no?
Not today. Another time, Chief. Another time. If you look directly to your front, this is where you go to the AP.
Okay, so
But you go left.
okay, so you'll go through these trails here. Wow, yeah.
This is a good part of the road. This is the easy part because it gets steeper. Where, as I mentioned earlier, that we have to use rope. So this could give you an idea of the kind of terrain we're dealing with.
Yeah, I got an idea when I went to the Mayflower Bokawina Park because we had to pull ourselves up on ropes as well.
Okay.
At the Mayflower Bokawina Park, and I think it was similar terrain like this in Harlem, would you say? Yeah. So I know how hard it is.
Well, luckily for us, to the monument, it's flat ground.
It's flat ground,
So
okay.
we're not talking about straining any muscles or pulling any ligaments.
Yeah.
So it should be a fun walk, Chief. Watch it.
I got it. Only get palm up.
Charmy but not tear me, for I be a soldier hell.
Snakes are so
You put
behind.
a feather in a rat but tail, you put blood hog in a hell. Charmy but not tear me, for I be a soldier hell.
You're lucky so
You
far.
put a feather in a rat but tail, you put blood hog in a hell. Why should I answer more when his home is far across the sea? Wishing if I could die, my friend. I am on my way for this, but here I am bound. Mr. Seeley got one long-mouthed wife. He mouth run off like a song. Oh, he got one long-mouthed wife.
Ants and other insects. Yep. Still moist. Oh, that's a tank.
Just to grab a small and Antwerp was too good.
Yes.
That's the goal of market.
That's right. Three of them.
Three markets. Three monuments.
That's just as a Spanish translator, what thanks to God?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks to God as well. Beautiful country.
Many of us don't know the beauty of this country, Chief. Many of us don't get it.
Kenya colleges, the diversity that we have here, peace and tranquility.
I concur. There's no other country like this.
And you can hear the noise, you listen carefully.
That's exactly that's it. Highway from
the main highway.
Guatemala. That's correct. Yeah.
The noise of the main traffic of the main highway.
Yes.
Guatemala.
This highway, the Cebu and the Upton highway is a major road in Guatemala.
When his home is far across the sea, wishing if I could die, my friend, I am on my way by Obispo jail I am bound.
And there we continue walk through the jungle. That's the side of the Moho, the Sarstoon River, right? That's the side of the Sarstoon River there. And then we go a little more inland again off it and so on. So we're back with audio? Okay.
That's right.
Here is our marker. The first time I am actually physically seeing this. In from the way coming back.
Sure, this is.
So this is the marker here.
Right. So where are we at?
So we're at the marker corner.
We're in marker.
So,
And just to orientate you, north is in general direction.
so that's pointing north. Yes. So that's looking north into Belize, along the border into Belize. So really the border starts here.
Where we at? If you're where we at right now? So you're right here.
Let's look at the map, Harlan. So this is where we are at now.
Yes. Right there. Gracias, Adios. This strip, if you notice the symbol, this is strip code. So north is in that direction. Behind us, you can see the river.
So the river is right here.
Yeah,
And then there will be, oh, that, yeah, right up there. Yeah, see the flag, yeah. See the flag.
pick it up.
Yeah, he pick up that flag there, quite good.
That's
The flag is half mast?
yeah, because one of our soldiers passed away, so we,
Okay.
we're mourning right now.
And then the road, Colonel, let's look at this again, because that road that we are talking to is right here.
Right here.
This is the
This
road right here.
That's
So
right.
we are just standing here.
Yep.
And
And so
then the
all the
road is
noise
there.
that you could hear
Is
is
the trucks
this road. Yeah.
on this road. And this will connect with with the Halakter Road.
If you go up, because if you orientate yourself, Halakter will be more north.
More north. Oh, so this is the famous Gracias, Adios marker.
Yes. Normally there's some markings on the trig points you could tell, but I think somebody will move.
Something was moved from here. Something was cut here too
Yeah.
and painted over. 1859. 1859 treaty, yeah.
Yes.
Because in the Constitution of Belize, we recognize the borders established in 1859, the Anglo-Guatemalan Treaty, right, which says that all borders run from Gracias a Dios in a straight line to Garbage Falls and in a straight line to Aguas Turbias, to where the Mexican border meets the Belize border, the tri-border area. That is in Aguas Turbias. So that's our border that we recognize officially in our Constitution, right? So this is indeed historic to even stand here. It's almost like holy ground, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like holy ground because this marks Belize. This is Belize. It starts here, right? This divides us from Guatemala. And so there are three monuments, and this Garbage Falls and Aguas Turbias. Huh? It is perhaps the most significant. It looks like this, but it's perhaps the most significant landmark. You know.
Very important, Chief. That's right.
Where we are standing?
No, we're not standing in
We're
Guatemala.
standing. Well, if we go this side, then we're in Guatemalan territory, I guess. You know, let me.
Well, Chief, you, as a civilian, you can go across the Guatemala.
You can't, right? Okay, I don't have my passport though. Hey, you have a Guatemalan termites over there. Okay, so I'll be actually I'll be standing in Guatemala, right? And I'm going too far, so I could run back across, right?
So the border would run from the center here, due north up to
Robert's Fall. Yeah.
So this would be looking north.
Actually, maybe like would it be like this?
Correct. So this is east.
So this is
So
how I'm standing is
north.
not. Like that. Right? Just figure it out. This is not. Right?
If you're on to high tech.
Yeah. So that's not. That's pointing north. So this marker is well placed because strategically, standing on this side, you're facing north. Right. All right. East is where we came up the Sarstoon River, right? So this will be facing east. Wait, sorry. If I turn here, I'm facing east. Right? So I'm facing east. I'm west in Guatemala, facing east in Belize. All right, so this is facing east. And then going on this side, this is facing south. So basically, you're in Guatemala, sir.
Dr. Mahong.
Dr. Mahong, you're in Guatemala, please. No, not necessarily, because it goes to the Sarstoon River, the river really, the other side of the river. So technically, you're still in Belize. This is the marker, right? But the river, it's understood that the river is really the divider. The dividing. Well, I think so. I'm correct, right? The river is the dividing. The marker is here to indicate the directions, right? And the river really is a division, right? So you're okay. I think if you go this side, though, then you're in trouble. Yeah, I think so. So we are here now, continuing our vacation. We are facing south, right? And then if we move to this side of the monument and stand up directly in front of it. So in case you can't say, but now I got this monument straight. No, you're correct, right? This is correct. Yeah. Yeah, very important.
Like I mentioned, we don't have any Statue of Liberty or anything, so this is our landmark.
To me, this is a highlight for me. I could get very emotional very easy about my country, you know, because really, this is a highlight for me just to come here and see this, you know, and understand. I have been there, I've touched it, I've been with the border mark. This thing is sacred. It should be a shrine. It should be, you know.
In my view, it's the most important landmark for the entire country.
Yeah.
And I think we're very happy to have, for Love FM, to bring it to those Belizeans who will not be able to come out here. I think as Belizeans, we sort of take things for granted, the very things that I think most deserve our gratitude. And as you mentioned earlier, our national anthem commences with the words "Land of the Free," and Belize is really a land of the free.
And from Proud Riona to Old Sarstoon, and this is the Old Sarstoon, where it all begins, you know, and really, you know, Guatemala sometimes would say, "From the Cebu up for we and all and craziness," but really, this clearly indicates that the 1859 treaty that established this marker here clearly indicates that this is our land. This is our land, and there's no doubt about it. There is a border.
I think it's important Belizeans on a whole to realize, though, that Belize will only remain the land free to the extent that we have Belizeans who are prepared to give their all to protect our freedom and our territorial integrity and our security. So with that, I think Belizeans as a whole do not give those who serve, who make the sacrifice to protect our territorial integrity, the sort of respect they deserve.
You know, Colonel, I agree with you. We often take it for granted, you know, when we say things like, oh, the BDF, or the police, you know. We take it for granted and we don't understand until we actually come on the ground and see it for ourselves, see what all you guys go through, you know.
And you mentioned the Constitution just a while, and I recall the Constitution clearly states that every Belizean should, to the extent of their capacity, contribute to the national agencies of life, the national or like the security forces, or something to their capacity, no. So while we can't all be Judge Price or Philip Golson or a serving member of the security services, we could all be patriotic Belizeans, and I'm very proud that Love FM is doing this project to highlight the importance of the military and our landmarks.
I can remember the other day when I was asked to give a presentation of, I don't know if you were there, upon patriotism at the officers' seminar at the Belize. What do you call it?
OPDD, the Officers Professional Development Training. Development Training at the officers' mess. Okay.
And I said, well, I'm looking at patriots right in front of me, because really, for me, everybody in the BDF, you know, police force, are patriots, because you put your life there for others, for your fellow Belizean, and that is something which is important. I mean, you all have to patrol this to make sure it's not that there are no incursions and nothing is done out of the way that would affect our territorial integrity. Yeah, and so we have to salute you all for that.
I believe that everything depends on security, the national institutions. It's conventional wisdom that security is the oxygen upon which all other national institution relies upon for their very survival. So I think more people should put more effort and show more respect and gratitude for those who make the sacrifice. Yep. Because many of them, as we noted earlier, will be away from their family and friends throughout the festive season. You could never pay that back in money.
No. The service that you guys give, you could never pay that in money. I echo that sentiment. And it makes me very emotional even to be here and to see what all you are going to climb a big hill. We're going to celebrate New Year's Day. We could sleep comfortable because you guys are out here in the bushes taking care, you know. Good.
Chief, I think the reward we get is knowing that we're doing something that we love. We're doing something that we like doing. It's not like, okay, we are forced to do it, so to speak. It gives us the satisfaction that we get. I think you don't have to do it for yourself to experience that self-satisfaction that you get knowing that you're protecting your country, you're protecting this jewel, you're protecting the future of our children. So it's a good thing. We enjoy what we're doing. I know sometimes it takes us away from our family. Sometimes we miss birthdays, we miss anniversaries, weddings, and so. But it's just the nature. It's the nature of the job. It's the nature of the beast. But we're not complaining. We like doing it. We're happy. And come next year, if we have to do this again, we'll be happy to have you out here, Chief.
Well, I'll be happy to come back anytime. I don't want to get a break to do it. I'll have to come up because this, like I said, is a defining moment for me. It's really an emotional moment. And, you know, we have Paul Mahong, who has been with us. We have his brother Santos. We have our production assistant, Abel Stedman. How do you feel, Paul, standing right here on the border where
I'd like to share the emotional feeling along with you, Chief, and the rest of the team. And what is noteworthy here is the peaceful atmosphere. Imagine we're on this side of our beloved country, Belize. Just across the river is Guatemala. And you could hear the engines of the vehicles moving, and it seemed that everything is going as normal. But what is remarkable, you know, Chief Cornell, Sutherland and Colonel Shepard here as we moved in this morning along with the troops. You could have felt the motivation in the soldiers. You know, as we got closer to the Cadenas OP and we sighted it on the top of the hill, some of the guys commented, "We are coming home." They're coming home because they know they are going to guard. They are on duty, military duty, fulfilling their military duty at a very important point in Belize, a corner area. And this part of Belize, there are many have not been to. And I know that there are many BDF men and women who will watch your program, who have served over the years, who have come to this place.
I have served in the BDF as a volunteer, right? As Captain Mahong.
Well, I had the opportunity not to come by road, but by helicopter. And you know, like probably Colonel Sutherland and Colonel Shepard, as younger soldiers, had that opportunity when that was available. But now today, Chief, you saw for yourself.
I need a helicopter, man.
No, but although the guys had their load.
With the lobby for the helicopter, Paul. With the lobby for the helicopter.
They had their load. There was no fussing.
Yeah.
You know, they got off the boat, picked up their luggage as if there's on a few pounds. And let me tell you, tried to lift up another chief, and they were off right away and fully tactical. Although there's no tension, but I think it's required that they be tactical. And so we have to commend the BDF, 2nd Battalion, 1st Battalion, all the rest in the BDF. Those who have come here, those who will be coming here for this outstanding service to the nation.
Outstanding service. And you know, Paul, as we are standing here, we feel protected because I noticed the deployment, you know, I noticed the guys, one looking this side, next on that side, next one, just to make sure that, okay, we are here, we are civilians, we have all our own cover. I noticed that.
Yeah, but definitely, there's no doubt that we need the helicopter. Yeah. And as alluded to earlier, based on the Constitution, every Belizean have a duty, a responsibility, and an obligation to contribute to the national security of our country.
Concerns all of us.
Correct. It's not only for the military. We need to maintain the freedom and security in this country. We need the assorted effort or the concerted effort of every Belizean, and they could play their part in some way of the other. Probably giving presentations at our open day, coming to support the BDF Day. I also like to take this opportunity to appeal to Belizeans at large, and particularly those in the business community, to contribute towards the Belize Defense Force fundraising event, which will take place on Saturday, the 4th of February, 2012. And this is the only time of the year that the Belize Defense Force raise funds, and the purpose for these funds are solely to maintain and promote the welfare and morale of the soldiers who serve every day to protect and preserve our freedom.
Well, Colonel, you know, you have, as usual every year, you have our full commitment to BDF Day, and that's for sure. I'm saying it on camera, so, but this has always happened, it's a tradition anyway. So I know it's going to go good. It's definitely going to go good. And Belizeans, let's support our armed forces, you know, in whatever way we can. After this today, I mean, more people need to get an experience like this, you know, to see you guys actually in action, to be a part of the action, to see how professionally you conduct yourself, how easily you move in the areas and take up positions, and it's almost like magic.
It's touching, Chief, when you go abroad and see the respect that other countries give to their serving members.
Yeah.
When you're boarding a plane, you hear elite platinum, and members of the military are allowed to board first.
Yeah.
In some instances in the States, the military benefit from a 10% discount in some of the stores. And as you notice, when we had the British serving here, they had their duty-free canteen that the British government provide that privilege for them.
And the good things the BDF do, I'm going to highlight that enough. This has been a great time for me, that's for sure. I keep saying it over and over, but it's true. And I don't want to cry on camera, but I was very emotional just standing here. I mean, this is the country we love. I mean, this is the country we say, land of the free by the Caribbean Sea. Our manhood, meaning all that we are, we pledge to your liberty. No tyrants shall linger, despots must flee this tranquil haven of democracy. And, you know, the despots to me and the tyrants are things like hatred, grudges, and so on that we hold, and division that we have as a people. Those are the tyrants that have to go. You know, I know when Samuel Haynes wrote the anthem, he was thinking about the colonial force that was in Belize at the time. But in my mind, it is translating it to today's reality. We need to get rid of the divisions, whether they be political, religious, or otherwise. Right? We need to understand that we have one country, we are one people. It don't matter where you come from, it don't matter what are your roots. Be proud of your roots, but at the end of the day, you're an Belizean, right? And you're supposed to be proud to be an Belizean.
I believe that our forefathers had faith in the Belizean future when they made that constitution. And I believe to a certain extent we have betrayed them by putting our personal interests ahead of the national interest.
Right. The national interest must come first. As not what. Right.
I think we owe it to our forefathers to sort of reverse this behavior and practice that we're doing right now, and sort of move towards promoting our national interests, national values, and territorial integrity.
O land of the free by the Carib Sea, our manhood we pledge to thy liberty. No tyrants here linger, despots must flee this tranquil haven of democracy. The blood of our sires which hallows the sod brought freedom from slavery's oppressions, wrought by the might of truth and the grace of God. No longer shall we be hewers of wood. Arise, ye sons of the Baymen's clan, put on your armor, clear the land, drive back the tyrants, let despots flee. Land of the free by the Carib Sea. Nature has blessed thee with wealth untold, o'er mountains and valleys where prairies roam. Our fathers, the Baymen, valiant and bold, drove back invaders this heritage bold. From proud Rio Hondo to old Sarstoon, through Coral Isle over Blue Lagoon. Keep watch with the angels, the stars and moon, for freedom comes tomorrow's noon. Arise, ye sons of the Baymen's clan, put on your armor, clear the land, drive back the tyrants, let despots flee. Land of the free by the Carib Sea. This is our Belize, man. This is our Belize, and we love this. Belize, land of the free. Well, we are going to embark on our journey once again back to Punta Gorda.
Yep.
So here we go. To say then is Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love. Good night.